On fire at a local Denny's. Coming up here, more of this life-saving story in an interview you'll see only on 8.
And get ready for a tough commute on the Max. A major repair project starts on Sunday, and this affects every single Max line. Chris McGinnis will be walking us through those disruptions coming up in just a little bit.
Why do you have to bring people down like that? Come on, it's Friday.
That's important information that they need to know.
That's good news. It'll make it more reliable. It'll make it a smoother ride. So it's just
So we're uplifting people.
Sell that a little
Glass
bit.
half full. I like it. We need that.
Okay, it's Friday. Do you guys ever feel like you have superhero powers when you make it to Friday because you're feeling so on top of the world?
I'm just beaten down.
Brenda's like, nope.
Lucky
It is National Superhero Day. Brenda, you're not really my superhero right now.
What?
You're being that, well, your powers are being
This is fun, though. National Superhero Day. How are we doing this? How are we celebrating?
All right, we are giving a shout out to everyday heroes. You guys are sending in some great photos and comments. We want to share a few with you. Heidi says her superhero is her daughter, Kiara. It's her 18th birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday.
We'd love for you to send us your superhero shout outs. Just use the hashtag IamUpPDX.
I'm nominating you for superhero because you're bringing us a week
of hope. God, I'm so sleepy, I almost missed my cue. Yes, next week still looks great. If you've been out of town, you haven't been watching, we're talking about this turn of events into some warm days, not one or two, but a whole bunch, we think, in the coming weeks.
Excellent.
A week of hope. Let's get you going on a Friday morning. You know, today's going to be a nice day. There's a break in the cloud cover. It's kind of partly to mostly cloudy outside right now. It is chilly, 41 at the airport, but a lot of you are in the 30s, so I want to highlight that to make sure you grab the right coat. If you're going to be outdoors for any time at all this morning, you will want some warm clothing. It's mid-30s in Salem right now at the bus stop. This will turn into a mostly sunny, pleasant day, generally light winds, 53 at lunchtime. Making it to 62, it would be the first 60-degree temperature of the week, which is a little pathetic in its own right. Here's Chris.
Well, we gotta start somewhere, I guess, right? All right, let's.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't think it's your turn. Well, I see us in the boxes.
Okay, so Chris, we'll talk to you in just a bit. Let's talk about this. Repair work on the Max starts on Sunday, so plan 30 to 45 extra minutes. If that's how you commute to work, TriMet plans to replace switches, add new rails, and a smoother pavement all around.
Now, Chris, it's your turn because I know you're going to take a closer look at those disrupted lines.
And it will make service more reliable, as TriMet has been touting over the last week or so as they've been telling us about this project. All right, here's the deal. It starts Sunday. It is a 3-week-long project. There will be service disruptions. All Max lines are impacted, but most impacted probably the red, the blue, and the green lines. Streetcar impacts, yes, we've got some of those, and road closures as well. Southwest 11th Avenue will close between Morrison and Yamhill for that 3-week period. In addition, there will be a lot more bus traffic on the road, specifically using, I think, Taylor and Salmon Street, as there is some ongoing road work on some of those other roads in downtown. And crowded Max trains. So be prepared for this. This is going to be a headache for a lot of folks over the next 3 weeks, but life will get better once this project is all done. All right, let's get back to the roads real quick. This is a live look at I-205 near Killingsworth. Had a little fender bender near the Airport Way on-ramp just a few minutes ago. It looks like that has cleared, and so far the morning drive is off to a pretty good start. Ladies?
Good to hear it, Chris. Thank you. Hey, take a look at these flames. Fire damaged a home early this morning on 83rd and Burnside. It started around 2 o'clock this morning. Portland Fire says it started in the back of the house and burned some mattresses and other furniture in the backyard. Nobody was hurt, and we are still waiting on what caused it.
Now to a story you'll see only on KGW. For the first time, we're hearing from the man who jumped into action after a brutal attack at a Denny's restaurant. KGW's Mike Benner tells us what he did when he saw another man set on fire.
It was worse than a horror movie.
No matter how hard he tries, Jason Pappas can't forget what he saw inside the Happy Valley Denny's just 8 days ago.
His skin was peeling off of his hands.
The 47-year-old was drinking some coffee and working on his computer when another customer a few tables away was suddenly doused with gasoline and set on fire.
I didn't want to take too much time, so I jumped over the barrier between the booths.
Jason made a beeline for the victim, later identified as Scott Ranstrom. Jason tackled the 69-year-old and wrapped him up in his own jacket and sweater.
If I didn't have a sweater on, I would have taken off my shirt. Whatever it took, whatever. I can heal.
Jason says as soon as the flames were out, He tried to keep Randstrom from going into shock.
I asked him what day it was to keep him alert, and I asked him if he could see.
Jason says he was so focused he never saw the suspect, identified by authorities as Deshaun Swanger, from a transitional home just a few blocks away from the Denny's.
I don't think a person should be a part of society that can do something like that to a human being or anyone.
Randstrom's family tells us he's fighting for his life. They say he wouldn't even have that chance if it wasn't for Jason Pappas jumping into action.
I did what I could, and I hope he survives.
Yeah, we all do. That was Mike Benner reporting for us. We talked to Scott's sister last night. She says her brother has even more surgeries to come. He's currently in a medically induced coma. There is a GoFundMe page to help with his medical expenses. You can find a link to that on our website, kgw.com.
President Trump's 100th day in office is tomorrow. He'll mark it with a big rally in Pennsylvania. But today he visits Atlanta to speak at the annual National Rifle Association convention. That organization played a powerful role in his election. The Washington Post reports the NRA spent more campaigning for President Trump than any other outside group. The president is only the second president in history to address the NRA convention. The first was Ronald Reagan back in 1983.
Well, this morning we are hearing from a man kicked off a Delta airplane. Employees on board escorted him out after he used the restroom when the plane was waiting to take off. Another passenger shot this cell phone video. Kima Hamilton was flying home to Milwaukee. Everybody had already boarded when Hamilton says he really needed to use the restroom. He had heard that the plane was third in line to take off. That's when he went up to a flight attendant. She said if he continued on to the restroom, the plane would lose its spot. Hamilton says he went back to his seat, but after a while got back up because he couldn't wait any longer.
You know, she let me go in, but when I came out, she said, well, now because of you, we'll be losing our spot in line. Again, ma'am, I'm sorry. You know, I really don't want to be in this situation. If I didn't really have to, I wouldn't have.
The plane went back to the gate. TSA and FBI agents were there waiting to speak with Hamilton. The other passengers had to deplane. Delta refunded half of his ticket price. It released a statement saying it's, quote, imperative that passengers comply with crew instructions.
It is 6:07 now. A man in Texas decided to jump out of a plane, but it wasn't for any record he was trying to set. No, Jaron and Molly Garcia are expecting their third baby. They already have a boy and a girl, so this one is the tiebreaker. Jaron said he wanted to do something epic for the gender reveal, so he went 17,000 feet in the air, jumped, and then pulled the chute. It was pink with a little purple smoke in it. Molly says there was just one thing going through her mind while Jared jumped.
I was more worried about him being safe than finding out. I was just like, I need you to make it down to the ground.
So back to the smoke thing, Molly says from below the purple smoke kind of looked blue at first. So their family and friends, they thought it was a boy until they figured out, nope, it was a girl. So they expect a baby girl in about 4 months.
But why purple?
I'm not sure.
Did like the dye mix didn't quite work up at that altitude?
No, I looked that up.
Left that out of the story.
Purple is a son born with a full beard.
Is that what it is? Poor mom.
Poor us.
Not what you want to see.
But it would make the news, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
Well, I mean, a full head of hair makes the news. Imagine a full beard, right?
It's so long.
Here's Deborah Flynn. She sent us this beautiful pic for the sunset in Canby country. I love the fact that you folks in Canby call it Canby country. I've always enjoyed that. Anyway, we have some breaks in cloud cover this morning, and it's going to be a nice day. I do want to point out it's still snowing lightly up over the Cascades, where they picked up 3, 4, 5, 6 inches of snow over the past 24 hours. You go back 2 days, Timberline's had a foot of snow, craziness. And radar showing a speck of moisture here or there. There may be some fog developing as well, but I have not seen reports of that. There's an opening over downtown Portland. It's kind of pretty because it's glistening the water of the Willamette Valley there. It's a cool start 41 degrees. Winds are generally light and variable at this hour. This goes on, though, to be a nice, dry, partly to mostly sunny Friday, 53 at noon, and 62 would be easily the warmest day of the week so far. Remember, we've had all these days in a row with temperatures only in the 50s. Here we are this morning, so it's basically dry with the exception of the snow over the Cascades falling. So no travel problems outside of the mountains on this Friday morning. Forecast highs, mid-50s or so at the beach, about 60 up and down I-5. And then everybody getting some sunshine today, forecasting 50s out on the east side as well. Okay, what about this weekend, which still looks to be pretty good? Tomorrow morning, FUTURECAST shows it would be some high, thin clouds. We really ought to get some sun tomorrow before the clouds come in and thicken up, but eventually that does happen. It'll be cloudy late in the day going into the evening. Here's 8 o'clock, showing a band of heavier rain starting to hit the Long Beach Peninsula, but still mostly dry in the Willamette Valley. But eventually Saturday evening, the rain chance to get going pretty good. This shows some rain at 10. And then overnight, we get what could be a 2/10 of an inch of rain. Notice if this timing is correct, that would be mainly out of here by the early part of your Sunday. So again, nice day today, plenty of sun developing, 62. Most of the rain that falls this weekend, I'm sorry, I showed you my Mount Hood forecast. There you go, Government Camp 44 and Timberline 35. Here comes a 7-day. Most of the rain that falls this weekend, if not all of it, will be Saturday overnight. And then Sunday quickly says goodbye to some morning rain chances and becomes dry as well. And there's a week of hope. Tuesday of next week, 66, Wednesday, 76, and still nice and warm on Thursday. You know, a week of hope on social media on my KGW Ride Hail Facebook? Over 120,000 views at this point. People love a week of hope.
I have an answer really quickly.
Oh, yes.
It was a pink parachute with purple smoke.
Oh, there you go. Now, did he say that there was no pink smoke?
Like, he couldn't find pink smoke, so they had purple smoke, but the parachute itself was pink.
And the kid does not have a beard.
Is this a boy or a girl?
It's a girl.
I thought it was a boy. See, I'm totally confused.
Moving on.
Well, then no wonder there's no beard.
Even weirder.
Nice purple shirt, though.
Yeah.
There you go.
Chris, save us, please.
You guys are beyond help right now. Let's pick up the drive right now, helping your morning commute out on the east side. Earlier fender bender on 205 near Airport Way. That's out of the way, and we are enjoying a speed limit ride this morning. It is Friday light in full effect right now. Look at that, the drive-in from Wilsonville. 16 minutes from the Boone Bridge to the Markham. I-5 from Main Street, just a 9-minute ride to get you from Highway 99 south of the Fremont Bridge. That's also in pretty good shape. I don't have any major freeway issues out there just yet. Ladies?
Okay, thank you, Chris. All right, it's time to get to work in your backyard, but you need to work smarter because keeping your garden looking great is a tough job.
Mine usually dies about 2 weeks into summer. Here are 5 smart gadgets that can make it a little easier for you. First one, upgrade your sprinkler system with the Blossom Smart Watering Controller. It uses weather information to only water the yard when it needs it. So you create a watering schedule on the device's app. The system takes care of the rest. You can buy it for $148 on Amazon.
Not sure which plants will survive in your garden? The Eden Garden Sensor tests your soil to figure it out. It checks things like light, humidity, and temperature, and then it recommends specific plants that would go well there. The cost, $100 at Home Depot.
Well, this one can be used for both outdoor and indoor plants. This one is called the Parrot Flower Power Plant Sensor. It measures how healthy your plants are, so you get an alert when they need a little attention. This one is $75 on Amazon.
And you can turn your old lawnmower into a smart device. Craftsman makes this Smart Lawn Connect Kit. You plug it into your Craftsman lawnmower, and it tells you when you need to change the oil, the air filters, and the blades. Sears sells this for $80.
And if you're in the market for a totally new lawnmower, there's the Works Landroid. It's like a Roomba for your yard. You tell it where to cut, and it does all of the work for you. This one's not cheap. This is more than $900 on Amazon.
Just gonna make my kids mow the lawn.
Send them to my house.
There you go.